everyone, how's everybody doing? My name is Helen and this is the Shrimpy McGee channel. Thanks so much for being with me here today. You know, I almost was not gonna tape today. I was almost gonna skip it because there's not too much going on. As we know, Shawn Mendes is over in Asia doing his tour, doing all the things he needs to do, and Camila is doing press for her new music, and a new video just dropped with her and Ed Sheeran in it and Cardi B. So if you guys haven't watched that, you should check that out. She's pretty awesome in it, and Cardi B is absolutely hilarious. So make sure you watch the very end of that new music video where Cardi just mouths off, and it's super funny. But I did decide to jump on in the end because I've been hearing from you guys and I love this. People are actually like, I must be getting some sort of a name for myself because people are legit getting in touch with me on social media. So if you don't know how to get in touch with me, on Twitter I'm at Helen Rack, and on Instagram I'm Shrimpy McGee, and I will drop those in the description box below so you can just find me, just slide into my DMs, just tweet me, just get in touch because I love hearing from you guys about this stuff. I cannot get enough. And the other thing was I kind of missed everybody. I love getting comments and I have my group of regulars, so shout out to all of you. And if you're new here, please leave me a comment and let me know. I love it when you guys give me more information. You disagree with me, you agree with each other. I'm just totally here for it. We're all having so much fun. So continue on this journey with me and be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well so that you don't miss any of these videos when they first pop up. I love to hear from you guys. So anyhow, let's carry on with today's video. So over on Twitter, I was alerted to the fact that there is a new article with Camila Cabello in The Sun, so I'll talk about that in a second. And over on Instagram, Arla Stan tagged me because she's got a new little Instagram story up where she spills the tea. She found some really cool information about how Camila wrote about her and Shawn's day in San Francisco. So if you don't follow her over on Instagram, go ahead and give her a follow. And she tagged me to let me know that this was up. So I just want you guys to go and have a look and follow her account. She's awesome. Yeah, so what was I gonna say? So what I'm gonna talk about eventually when we get there, so hopefully you guys have some patience to hang on with me, is why are these two talking about each other? So that's sort of the theme of today's video. Why are they so open about each other all of a sudden? Like really open. Not just like, yeah, I'm seeing someone special, or I'm gonna kiss the boy I like and that stuff. Like they're actually talking about stuff they're doing together. Like Shawn has mentioned that on their perfect day, they'll go and get caught, he'll drink a ton of coffee, and Camila only has a little bit of coffee, like half a coffee, and then you know, they eat, and then in an hour they're hungry again and they go and eat again, and they'll watch a movie together. And she loves Tangled, you know, the Disney movie, which my son loves too, actually. It's actually a really good movie. I've seen it and it's amazing. So if you haven't seen Tangled, it's really cute. You should check it out. Shawn got a tattoo that says, I think, good luck, unless that's fake. I'm pretty sure it's really got a tattoo, I think, in Singapore. I'm probably wrong. You guys always let me know. I probably named the wrong place or said something wrong, and I love it when you guys correct me, but hey, I'm only human, and this is not journalism, okay, people? This is commentary. I mean, I am a real journalist, but this channel is not about journalism per se. It's just about having fun and commentary about Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. But you know what is a real piece of journalism, celebrity journalism, is this Sun article. I don't know why I said Sunday. The Sun article, that is a UK publication, which interestingly, I had to take this with a grain of salt, because if you guys are following the news, Prince Harry and Meghan are actually going to be suing them tomorrow, at the time of this taping, for, you know, false things, or for releasing her letter to her dad, I think it was, and also for tapping their cell phones. So I kind of had a bit of feelings about even reporting on this article and whether I thought it was legitimate or not. And so I don't want to take you on a big, long tangent about like legitimacy of journalism and how to tell something's real or fake, but I thought it might be worth touching on just briefly because I do work in journalism. I never really took the path of interviewing celebrities in the kind of writing that I do, but I do know about it just because I'm in the industry and have been for such a long time now. And what I can tell you about a lot of articles that, you know, people will say that they're misrepresented. Like say you read a Vanity Fair article and then the person will say, they won't usually say they're misquoted, and I'll get to that in a second. They won't usually say they're misquoted. They usually have other ways of sort of saying their quotes were taken out of context. That's usually the way they phrase it. They're very hesitant to say they're misquoted, and that's not what they said at all. Have you guys ever noticed that? The reason for that is because these interviews get taped. So if you're writing a story about like an interview that you did, you're not only just there in person, sitting with whoever it is, Shawn Mendes, you will be recording it on your phone or a tape recorder or some sort of device, because you need to have that. Like without that, they often will not run a story if you don't have it recorded, because it's going to be fact checked when it comes to a big magazine, like your Vogue profiles, your Vanity Fair profiles. I've mentioned other magazines in the past, not all of them. Newspapers typically do not get fact checked, but a good journalist will make sure that they have this all on record and they have a recording of it. It's very important to get recordings when you interview celebrities, because lawsuits, if you get things wrong or you misquote them, that's going to cause you a lot of trouble. And not only that, you'll lose your reputation. So I was hesitant to sort of believe what I was reading, but what I was going to say is it's important when you read articles from sort of tabloidy sources that you really you think about who's the one providing the information. And I don't mean to be like explaining this, like dumbing this down for anybody, but not only that, but what really helps me when I'm reading UK publications and I'm not too sure about how legit, I look at the quotes that they're using, and I try and determine for myself if that sounds like that person's voice or not. Because sometimes you'll read quotes and they'll be interviewing a very American celebrity, like Jennifer Aniston or something like that. Sorry that I can't think of somebody younger. That would be more like Camila's age, but just that name just jumped out to me. And it'll be full of like Englishisms, like, oh, I popped over to the high street and stuff like that. And you just know that Jennifer Aniston would not say high street instead of just like the main shops on the road. You just know that there'd be certain turns of phrase that certain celebrities just wouldn't use because it's not idiomatic for them, because they're Americans. They don't speak like Brits, or like vice versa, Brits who would speak like Americans. You just have to look out for the tone, and you have to use your sense of skepticism too. But you guys know all that. You guys are like better than me, so I'm really not trying to I'm just trying to say, I don't know how I feel about The Sun, but I read this article and I do feel like just what I was reading seemed legitimate. Camila's really opening up here, and it does sound like her voice to me. But like I said, they're also getting sued on Monday, so there's that. So if you haven't caught up with that article, I'll be sure to drop it down in the description box. And thank you for letting me know about that one. And what else did I want to talk about? What really surprised me this week, and another reason that I decided to hop on and make this video, is that there are still people who doubt that this relationship is a real thing. And I was actually kind of surprised at that. I mean, and I'm talking not from like, you guys know that I made a video about like this Shamila relationship possibly being a PR stunt. And if you haven't seen that, I'll link it up for you guys. But not just that, I mean, people like right now, like after the fish kiss video, and I also made a video about that. So you guys definitely, if you haven't seen those videos, you'll want to check them out, and I will leave you a link to my playlist for them. But there are people out there who saw the fish kiss video and just think that this whole thing is still like a complete stunt. Like maybe the fish kiss thing where they kissed together in a hotel room that we now know is in Napa was sort of just trying to get themselves out there and sort of saying to hell with all the haters and all that stuff. And I think on my channel, all of us have agreed on that. But there's a contingent of like people out there who just don't buy this. Even after seeing them in a sort of secluded hotel in Napa at a really high-end secluded place kissing, and then they still think it's fake. Like, so what two people in the world are just gonna go to some secluded place in Napa, kiss each other really sloppily, and they're actually just friends and making this up? I mean, come on, please. But I'll tell you who, I will not drop the name, but I will tell you, if you go to podcaster Danny Pellegrino, who I love, I actually do love Danny Pellegrino. He makes a podcast that I also love called Everything Iconic. And so he's had some guests on the podcast. So if you do want to hear it and hear some people who don't believe that it's real, go ahead and check that out. But I listened to this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a recent podcast. How can this be happening? I just totally disagree with them. You guys can listen to it or not, but the bottom line is they just think it's a stunt. I really don't. I mean, if you want to talk about a stunt, okay, let's think back to, do you remember Superman, also known as Henry Cavill, and Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory? If you guys don't remember this was the publicity stunt to end all publicity stunts. He like broke up with his girlfriend, and I don't know what she did if she broke up. I can't remember the details that well. I do remember that they were papped all over town, holding hands, getting coffee together, and their relationship was like 6 days long. And of course, if you sort of dug down, if you did the deep dive into the gossip, they had like the same management or something like that, and they both had projects coming out at the exact same time. Come on, that was the fakest of the fake, and they got a lot of heat for it. So I think we're all at a place where we understand faking relationships is just bad juju, like I would like to think. And there's just no way. So he knows her favorite movie is Tangled, and this is fake. And she has all these really beautiful things to say about him, and that's also fake. I mean, people, no, just no, okay? The reason that I wanted to make this video, and the other reason that I'm jumping on now, and thank you so much for hanging in to this point of the video with me. I know that I like to go off on all these crazy tangents, but hopefully they're fun. I feel like we're having a conversation with each other, and if we were like sitting across from a coffee table, this is all the stuff we would be saying to each other, or at least that's what I would be saying, and when you talk back to me, like that's our conversation. So thank you for hanging in. What I wanted to talk about is, why are they talking about each other so much these days? They're being so open. So what's at the bottom of that? I think it's actually quite simple. You know, people will call it a stunt, and you know, they're getting both a lot of media, but like they must miss each other so much. When you're so fresh and the relationship is so fresh and you don't get to see each other for months, it's heartbreaking. Like it feels like your heart is getting torn out of your chest. I mean, at this point, it's beyond even being long distance. Like they're not in the same continent. I don't know what plans. They must have plans right now to see each other, because that's the only way that you can make a distance like this feel bearable. And yes, at least we're now in the age of FaceTime, so they can just, you know, FaceTime each other when they're feeling kind of lonely, but they're both very busy. I mean, you see Sean, like he's working it all the time. He's super busy with his concerts, and Camila's been all over the place, just promoting. They've been working like crazy. And I gotta say, hats off to them, because I think less professional celebrities / singers would just like say, oh, screw it, I'm gonna blow off so-and-so and I'm just gonna go fly in, you know the whole Lost in Japan video, right? Like they would just do that, but they're such pros. Oh my gosh, and they're so young, and I've got to hand it to them for this like level of maturity and professionalism, and also just giving us all the stuff that we want by talking about each other. They're being so open. So I wonder if they had a conversation where they just decided to be like, okay, you know what, we can talk to each other about each other by name now. They haven't been doing that, right? So now they'll talk about each other and mention each other's name, and they're starting to reveal some of the backstory, right? So that's getting super interesting for all of us. Either they're really smart, or this is just naturally unfolding in a super interesting way. But this is like the best story. It is fall now. I honestly, when I started making these videos way back, you know, at the beginning of the summer, I thought, how long is this gonna last? Maybe it's gonna flame out, or I'm gonna lose interest. I didn't lose interest. I'm not even the biggest like Shawn Mendes or Camila Cabello fan separately, but together, I'm just like super interested. It's like this really cool love story, and I'm just enjoying it so much. So the bottom line is, I do not exactly know why they're talking about each other so openly, by name, talking about backstories, talking about like private things that they kind of said they weren't going to talk about, but then here they are talking about it. What do you guys think? Why is this happening? My big theory is that they're just really missing each other, and they maybe had some conversation where maybe they just decided that they could just be more open about it, and you know, hopefully stop some of the haters and some of the stupidity from happening in the press. Although, as we know, there's still haters and there's still a lot of stupidity going on as well. Yeah, there's people that think it's a stunt. It's not a stunt. This is real, and I feel for them. I feel like I really want them to meet up soon. So, you know, when they do meet up, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have a video up on it when they see each other. But the only way I'm gonna know is if you guys like be sure to drop me a comment when that happens, or find me on Twitter, or find me on Instagram. Like I said, I love hearing from you guys. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up there because this is supposed to be quick, and I just went on all kinds of tangents, and it became kind of like a very long essay, as these tend to be. I guess I'm quite passionate on the topic. All right, everyone, thanks so much. You know, like I said, like, subscribe, comment. I want to hear from you, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.